Hey everyone, this is Mr. Jason111 and Lawdog Jr. here giving you a beginner's guide to building a base and finding a prime location to build one. Here we are at spawn, and there's three ways you can go: north, east, or west. Now, we highly recommend that you go west because it's the least likely where you'll get killed but during PvP, and there's not many structures over here. Now we're going to start heading towards the west line. The west line is basically the border between the safe zone and wilderness. Inside the wilderness, you can build and you can also PvP, so be careful. We will get back to you when we get to the line. Okay guys, we are now here at the west line. Now, as we said before, once you cross it, you can build, but you can also PvP, so again, watch out. Now, once you enter the wilderness, try to find a spot that's extremely far from spawn. The farther from spawn, the better. Now we are going to try to find a good spot, and we'll get back to you when we find one. Okay, now we found a pretty good spot, and it's extremely far from spawn. And now when building any kind of base, make sure you use obsidian. Obsidian has the best blast resistance in the game, and also has very good TNT resistance. Now we will give you an example. Okay, as you can see, no blocks were harmed, and the obsidian is safe. Another big factor is water. Water can cushion your blocks from TNT. Now on Savage Realms, sometimes your blocks can be harmed, but it still gives you a lot of protection. See, all the blocks are safe. Now here is what a water wall would look like if you had a base. This basically gives you tons of protection and cushion from TNT. Now here is an obsidian water well. Now you have water and the strongest block in the game. Now, on Savage Realms, you can buy a stack of obsidian for about 900 to 1,000 gold. It's kind of high, but it's worth it. Now we're going to show you what should be inside a base. You should always have a vault. Vaults are where you can keep your treasured items and keep them safe from other faction members. And if you want to have certain faction members that are trusted enough to come in here, you can do /fowner, your name, and any other trusted member's name. Because with trusted members, then they can come in here and you guys can be safe from any new members that not sure you trust yet. Now we're going to show you a floating base. Floating bases are good because you have, one, it's hard to get up to because you have to use a lot of blocks to get there. But the only bad thing is once you're up here and if you get TNT cannon, you could fall right through the bottom and die. But, you know, it's still a good choice. Now, up here you have enough room for a small melon farm, some chests, furnace, and a crafting table. Now to get out, it's smart to have a trapdoor, so you can fall into a water hole. Now the water holes can be any size you want. We just made a small one just so you could see. Now we're going to head towards our underground base. Underground bases are good because, one, you're safe from TNT because unless you have a mine shaft next to your base, and you can make them pretty much any size you want. Now we will get back to you when we get to the base. Okay, now we're here at our underground base. Now this is connected to a mine shaft because we didn't have the time to repair everything, but this is how it would be. Now only thing is, like I said, don't make sure it's not connected to a mine shaft. Now the pros to these bases are if it's sealed from mine shafts, there's no way people can get down here, especially if you have claimed land. You can make huge bases with farms, chest rooms, and pretty much anything you need. Now the thing is if you do choose to have an underground base, you need to make sure you have everything you need down here so you do not have to go up to the surface. Tree farm, normal farm, anything you think you would need, make sure you try to put it down there. If you do want to have a part that's up above the ground, make sure you have covered it. Because if it's not covered, people will be able to get right into your base. So we suggest you use dirt because it looks more natural. You can use other blocks, but sometimes people will see it and they'll know, oh man, there's a base down there. Now we're going to show you our preferred kind of base. This kind of base is above ground, has a water cushion, and lots of obsidian. As we enter the base, you see it's very spacious, and above we have archer posts. Up here you have two fence gates that you can open and look out and shoot on any oncoming attackers. Now the one with two fence gates is good because you have a better view of your attackers, but you're more exposed. So over here we have a one fence gate. This gives you a more restricted view, but you have a whole lot more protection. Now we're going to head towards a vault that we made. In the vault, you can make any kind of vault you want, but this is just how we made it. It's a nice little painting there. all your chests that you would need. And another thing we would recommend is making a little secret spot for you and your personal items. So here we made a little secret room behind the painting. Here you can have a chest and have it protected from any of your players, so you can have your own private stash. A few other things we want to let you know before we sign off are how to prevent hacks and clients. One thing is to make sure walls are 15 blocks thick. Another thing is, when inside your base, make sure you use fence gates and doors without levers, buttons, or pressure plates to prevent people from having access to all the rooms. Another important thing is making sure you cover your chest before you log out so people cannot use your chest. Thanks for tuning in today. This has been part 2 of our Let's Survive series. Comments, feedbacks, and suggestions are greatly appreciated. This is Mr. Jason 111 and Law Dog Jr. signing